Welcome to a Stinker's Guide. Today, we're going to be looking at Bebop.
A little trouble never hurt anyone.
His first ability is an uppercut that will knock enemies it hits backwards and make them explode upon landing, lowering fire rate and dealing spirit damage to anyone nearby. At level 1, it lowers the cooldown of it. At level 2 though, it lets you spool up your gun faster and deal more damage for a few seconds if you hit someone with it. At level 3, it'll reset the cooldown of your hook and heal for a decent chunk of missing HP. It's a good get off me tool if you want some enemies off of you real quick. Also can affect teammates with a knockback, so why don't you just slap your fed teammate into the middle of the enemy team? I'm sure they won't mind. Next up is his bomb. Slap a bomb on an enemy and after a while, it'll explode, dealing spirit damage to anyone near it. It has a special scaling, not only scaling off spirit power, but also getting stacks every time it hits an enemy and more on kills. At level 1, it reduces the cooldown so you can commit more war crimes in a shorter amount of time. At level 2, it just gives it a flat damage bonus. At level 3, you'll get a big move speed bonus and fire rate bonus when applying a bomb to something. Really useful if you want to just get in and get out. This is your main damaging tool as Bebop, and you should be trying to get those stacks anytime you can. Hey, you see that guy over there? I want him over here. Come here! This is what Bebop is known for. Every MOBA has to have its obligatory hook character. You fire a projectile where you're aiming, and if it hits an enemy or ally, it'll drag them to wherever you're facing. At level 1, you'll get more gun damage towards anyone that you hook. At level 2, it'll get an impressive 30 meter cast range added on to what he already has, making it 60 meters by itself. At level 3, it'll get 11 seconds off its cooldown, basically cutting it in half. Use this to snatch enemies for easy pickings, or use it to save allies who are a little bit too deep into the enemy team. Next up is your ult, a giant laser beam that will melt anybody that stays inside of it. Casting it midair allows you to float around and kind of move and maneuver around walls if you need to. While ulting, you also have this aura around you that deals the same damage as the laser beam, so if someone's getting in your face, don't be scared to just keep ulting. At level 1, it'll cut off 25 seconds of the cooldown, making it a really short cooldown for an ult, especially if you stack on some reduction items for it, so don't be afraid to just pop this thing in a fight. It'll be back soon, don't worry. At level 2, it'll get a straight DPS upgrade, making it extremely lethal, especially if you get this early game. At level 3, Bebop will start healing himself for 65% of the damage dealt to champions. This makes it a really good tool for survivability, especially if people are face tanking you. Now let's look into some items you should buy on Bebop. Bebop's kit mostly revolves around spirit damage, so you'll mostly be buying into that category. Though you should also toss in some greens here and there, such as Leech to keep you alive during your ult, or the resistances to make sure you stay alive during battles. Most builds will be building items that revolves around his bomb and its burst damage. So early game items like Tank Buster and Surge of Power are great to add on that extra bit of damage you might need in lane. If your opponent buys some Spirit Resist, you can also add on Spirit Snatch, since his 1 counts as melee damage and will reduce the amount of Spirit Resist they have by 12%. Late game is where Bebop really shines. If you've been stacking his bomb, you'll be able to dish out lots of damage, so his best item by far is Echo Shard, which will allow you to refresh any of your abilities except your ultimate. Most Bebop players of course put this on as bomb, so you can put 2 giant explosions on one person. While you're at it, why not add another explosion to it? Spirit Burn is an item that makes an enemy explode again if you do at least 500 damage, doing some extra damage on top and adding a damage over time. It also adds healing reduction to whoever it's on, so it's a great item to sell heal bean for if you bought that earlier in lane. The last item I'm going to suggest for Bebop is actually for his ultimate. Lightning Scroll is an item that whenever you hit someone with your ultimate, it'll stun them after a short delay. Bebop having a giant laser makes it really easy to hit everyone on the team, and especially in 1v1s, if they don't get out of your line of sight, you're just going to melt them more and more. So now you know how Bebop works. Go out there and put some bombs on those unlucky enemies and show Michelle what you can do. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I'm planning on doing more of these guides as a fun little project to up my editing skills, so I hope you enjoyed and learned a bit maybe. I hope you have a good rest of your night or day, and take care, friendo.